Welcome back inside Keen Ice for the start of period number 3 between the Vermont State Castleton Spartans and the Keene State Owls. Teddy Steinberg, Aiden Leary. Castleton leads the Owls 1-0 thanks to a beautiful goal from Brooke Noble. It was her 7th of the season. Keene State, like we mentioned, did not play well in the second period. They were outworked. They were shorthanded for a majority of it, Aiden. But third periods, they really rejuvenate themselves. What do they have to do in this period to be successful?
Well, in the last period, Castleton had the foot on the gas. And, you know, the Owls just kind of had to go through trying to kind of damage control. A big thing for the Owls now is to get back on that front foot, put the foot to the gas, move the puck the way we've seen them do, game in and game out, get something in the net, even it up, take the lead, minimal issues in their defensive zone, just keep on the front foot now.
Back underway here for the third period. Finke takes it right off the draw. Able to feed it to Jones. That one sticked away by McCusker. 16 saves so far. The centering attempt there goes right through the slot. Edmonds shoots. That one caught Arscott up high, and it deflects out of play.
You know, I think the big thing here is going to be throwing the puck on the net. You know, you're getting outshot 28-16 after having a very even first period. The second period was not close by any means. The Owls were lucky to get away with only giving up one goal thanks to the help of Chung in the net. But here you just got to play aggressive.
We got to see them play the way they did in the first period. And here's Hoffmeister. Chips it up the boards. Carlson lays it back down low. Jones with the takeaway. Couldn't hit Ian Tosca. Now here's Schleebenner. Carlson able to corral that one. Feeds it to Adams. And it goes to Chung, who will just get a whistle.
You know, game in and game out, we say the same things about Chung. You can't get past her.
No.
She sees it, she saves it. Of course, every goalie lets a few through. Chung limits that number. You know, we had a game against, I believe it was Vermont, we were outshot 66-7, and we only lost that game 6-0.
Yes.
That's 60 saves. That's impressive by any standard.
And earned her LEC Goalie of the Week. Multiple-time winner this season. Hasn't won it in some time. And now here's Noble. Down low, Aiken. That one poked away by DeMeo. But a giveaway. Here's Noble, a goal scorer. Backhander saved by Chung. The rebound still loose. Aiken can't find it. Chung out of position. She's able to recover. And we're going to get a penalty called here on the Owls, a tripping call. See who will go on. Will it go on Bazin, DeMeo, or maybe Chung out in front? Depends on who goes to the box. And if it's Chung, they'll have to elect a player to serve it. It'll be DeMeo who will go to the box, so that doesn't really give us confirmation as we don't have the replay system.
Her second trip to the box today. Whether this one's on her or on Chung, we're not very sure, but another situation where the Owls just lack a little bit of discipline.
And they're shorthanded for the 4th time this afternoon. Here's Carlson. Wheeling and dealing around the zone. Adams centers one, tipped by Aiken. The rebound still there and cleared out by Ian Tosca. So the penalty does go on Chung. DeMeo will serve it. Thank you to Ryan Otterson, our public address announcer for this afternoon. So here's Olivia Carter. Patrick got a stick on that. Noble keeps it moving to Aiken. Aiken has to get it low. Here's Carlson. Minute 15 on the man advantage. Carlson still moving around the zone. Feeds it to Noble. She'll shoot, and Chung sees it with the glove. Couldn't snap the leather together, so it's still loose and cleared out by Keene State.
Keene State already doing better this go-around than the last go-arounds. Last power play ended up being a 5-on-3, 3 minutes of offensive time for the Spartans that led to that eventual goal.
As now here's Vaughn. The Owls were able to kill off the 5-on-3. But obviously the tired group And the wearing down of the Spartans' attack allowed to that solo effort by Noble. As Norman is able to push that one out of the zone. Arscott. That's center ice. Good stick lift there by Pomajba. Spartans delayed offsides. The Owls can just clear it. And that's what Edmonds will do. Good stop there by Schliebenner. Norman gets a stick in the way of that. She'll fire it down, and that will just about do it for the Spartans' man advantage. So including the 5-on-3, 0 for 5. Castleton on the power play. Here's Bazin. Stretches it ahead. Good read there by Culp. A little delayed on the stretch pass. Spartans were caught in a change. Here's Jones. That was delayed offsides. Iantoska touches it. And the whistle will be blown.
Could have given it maybe a little bit more time there. That had another opportunity.
Linesman Kevin Wisniewski is there to make the call.
Saw his athletic abilities before.
It's gotta be fun for a referee to do a little jump around. You have to be a good skater. I tried being a referee when I was younger. I was not a good enough skater. I also just didn't really enjoy it.
It's probably hard when you've been playing your whole life. You want to be playing. You don't really want to be watching. For these guys, it's good to look back on it now.
Especially playing your whole life, it's strange not skating without a stick. Nice move there by Nelson. And she works behind the net. Up to Ford. Whistle blown. The net became dislodged.
A lot of razzle-dazzle today. Getting Finke making a few nice moves. Jones making a few nice moves. Then there, very, very, very nice move by Nelson.
And we mentioned yesterday she attempted the Michigan, couldn't really get it up on her stick. But definitely has the stick handling capabilities to do something special. Carter, look at it low. Stewart trying to find an open man, loses it in front of the net. Bazin there to control it. Jones missed that pass. Now here's Carter at center ice. She'll backhand it in. Spartans will go for a change. Stewart up the boards. Spinelli tries to jump on it. Arscott gets it in deep. DeMeo pokes it by Aiken. McNeil keeps it moving. And Patrick will get it in deep. Hamill's trying to get that forecheck going. It hasn't been too successful this afternoon. One stick down by Arscott. Spinelli with the takeaway. Centers it. Patrick shoots, she scores! Ellie Patrick, we're tied at 1.
Just when the Owls needed it most, they get an opportunity. They find Patrick right in the slot. She takes advantage, finds the back of the net, beating McCusker for the first time today, tying it up.
The sophomore's 4th goal of the season. A beautiful play by Emerson Spinelli, knocking off Arscott in the corner. Able to feed it to Patrick in a soft spot. She beats McCusker low blocker.
A much-needed turn of momentum, you would hope, as for the last 25 minutes, it's been all Spartans.
And it could hopefully shift the momentum greatly in the Owls' favor. So here's Lay. Able to chip it by DeMeo. Brightman giving chase. Now here's Pomajba. Taps it ahead for Norman. Norman able to get it through, takes a shove from behind. The Owls will go to the power play. It will be Karis Eriksson with the hit from behind. Not a smart penalty to take there.
Another opportunity here for the Owls to settle in, go through their motions, find out what's working, what's not in these last 14 minutes. You learn a lot about yourself in these types of situations.
It's a good job there by Norman able to knife her way through and draw the penalty. As the draws one to Edmonds. Edmonds' shot is denied by the stick of Carlson. The Spartans get it out of the zone. Edmonds floats it off the glass. And Tosca chasing after it with Ford. That one wrapped around, good. Puts one on, deflected off the pad of McCusker. Now here's Finke. Jones. Up top, Edmonds. She shoots, blocked by Carlson. And now Carlson coming the other way. 2-on-1. Protects the puck, slides it into the slot. Chung makes the save. What a beautiful play and pass by Moa Carlson.
Went a little slow to get up behind the net.
She'll make her way to the bench. The Owls are on sides. Jones works around Schliebenner. Can't make the second move. McNeil. And stays at the top of the circle. Jones' shot is blocked. A shot there by McNeil at Carter. We play on. DeMeo will get it in deep.
Spartans bench wanted a penalty there for a trip.
Definitely looked like something.
Looked like one from up here.
The Owls getting away with one there. 50 seconds left on the man advantage. Spinelli able to get a shot off. McCusker didn't know where it was. She made the initial save. Now Bazin shoots, deflected out in front. The rebound is tied up by McCusker.
Owls laying on the pressure here in the offensive zone. A lot of opportunity, a lot of shots. Eventually one getting through, hopefully. Spinelli's saved by a millimeter.
She's played a great third period so far, Spinelli. The freshman from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Spartans win the draw, but it goes back to DeMeo. Tied up there is Spinelli. Goes behind the goal line. Off the glass, and it will be cleared by the Spartans. Chung out to play it. Bazin. And when jammed back down low by Schliebenner. Bazin cross ice for Spinelli. She's able to keep it moving. And she'll get it low. Good play there by the freshman. She'll get a change. McNeil applying the forecheck. Vaughn able to get it out. Edmonds has to hold back. She does, but it's poked away by Brightman. And now here is Brightman with numbers. Brightman shoots, and it goes wide.
Spectacular power play from the Owls. A lot of opportunity. Great job by the Spartans to kind of do a little bit of damage control, keep it out of the net. Bend, don't break.
It's Chung. Wanted a little something there. The puck was deflected out in front, went out of play, possibly because she couldn't see it. Telling her defenseman to get out of the way. I'm screened.
A little bit of frustration there, I guess, when you see 32 shots.
They face off to the right of Chung. Spartans win the draw. Quick shot by Ford. That one deflects wide. DeMeo plays it up for Pomajba. Can't get it there. D'Souza able to apply the pressure and keep it low. Carter wraps it around. Vaughn pinned there by Norman. Comes up to the point. DeMeo can't get to it. Erickson can. Trying to work around Bazin. Erickson will curl. Wait for numbers. Feeds it into the skates of Adams. Adams keeps it alive. But now DeMeo has some open ice.
Great positioning there by Bazin, just outsized, staying inside.
Well, here's a chance. Schliebenner on the break. She shoots. She puts it high and wide. The rebound's still there, and Adams can't jam it home. Here's Ford. Shot from long distance, deflected wide by Schliebenner. Now here's Carlson. Watch out for her. Wraps it back low. Here's Adams. Adams trying to work her way towards the net. She shoots. Chung able to get the pad on it. Now Hoffmeister. Keeping it low. It's taken away by Pomajba. Plays it cross ice. D'Souza has to get it out. She does. It's deflected. No icing. Good play there from Maddie D'Souza.
Much needed change there for the Owls. Getting a few fresh legs out there. Spartans took advantage.
As now here's Schliebenner trying to get things right back up again. Aiken got a stick on it. Chung out to play it. Leaves it for Edmonds. Across the Spinelli. Stops on a dime. McNeil stays on sides. A split effort. But nothing comes out of it.
I don't know about you, Ty. I think if I tried that, I might have fallen over.
I might have pulled a muscle there. Not in my athletic shape, no much longer. Here's Noble working towards the net. She shoots, and Chung is able to make another nice save.
Spartans keeping their foot on the gas. We've seen them for the last 30-plus minutes continue to put pressure on the Owls. The Owls have done a better job in the third period, stepping up to the challenge. But still, you have to think that even though they've given up the goal, this has still been predominantly a Spartans period.
It's really the type of course of action we see for most Owls games. They're able to fight their way in these games, though, and that's really the best thing about them. They're a much different team from, say, November or December. A tie up there in the near corner. Coming away with it is Aiken. Tried the center one. It's off of Chung. Noble can't get a shot off. Now here's Bazin. That pass intercepted by Noble. Noble shoots, and Chung gets the glove on it.
A few of the Monadnock hockey guys behind the net giving Chung some support. Love to see the younger crew in here supporting.
There'll be an action after this game. 9:35 to go in regulation. Pomajba got in the way of that. Arscott plays it back up the boards. Tries to keep it moving in the neutral zone. Edmonds steps in front. Still stuck in the feet of Norman. Arscott gets it in low. As Kensley Good back on it. Her and Emily Edmonds play so many big minutes on this Owls team. Both of them are freshmen. Edmonds unable to get it low. Norman can't come away with a loose puck. Now McNeil goes down. That one, not too much contact there. D'Souza floats one on goal. McCusker covers it, and she'll play it for Hoffmeister.
Would have thought we would have gotten a whistle there.
She would have preferred it. The Owls fled the zone. She can't technically tie it up there unless she holds it for a very long time. As McNeil plays it by Erickson. Here's Carter. And Carter has iced it. Good job by DeMeo there with the hustle. Able to win the race.
I'll say, Keen Ice keeps the vibes high with the music.
Good showing out here for Keene State women's hockey. 2 p.m. on a Saturday. Most people usually aren't busy at this time. It's good to watch some college hockey. As Erickson unable to chip it by Bazin. Good play there from the captain. Finke still tied up there on the boards. Drops it back to Bazin. And she'll get that one in deep. Go for a change. Good shift there from Grace Bazin. Now here's Ford. Coming with it the other way, Amanda Vaughn. It's through DeMeo. Now Good has it. Good goes down, loses it to Erickson. But Iantoska there for the takeaway. Now here she comes with speed. Iantoska drags, backhander patted away by McCusker. Now Jones keeps it low. That one may have hit off the shoulder of the referee. It's played all the way down. They say no icing as an Owl was caught in the chains. They said she had a chance. Spartans changed as well. The Owls get it right back up. Carlson ahead for Adams. Good step there by Patrick. Adams has to wait at the blue line. They throw a shot from outside. It's turned aside by Chung. McNeil over to Spinelli. Under 7 minutes to go here in regulation. Patrick able to find the loose puck. The goal scorer for the Owl puts that one wide. The Owls in a change. Schlebenner. That one gets deflected, gets by Bazin. Adams giving chase. Now Carlson keeps that one low. Played back up the boards. Adams. Taken away by Norman. Norman able to backhand that out to D'Souza. Stuck in the neutral zone. Lay all the way back down. Here's Bazin.
Bazin with a short break between shifts there. Like maybe 20, 30 seconds, she was right back out there.
And we see this type of thing from the Owls. In most games that come down to the wire, they shorten the bench. Get those key players those more important minutes. Bazin over to Stewart. Mallory Stewart on the rush. She shoots. Easily patted away there by McCusker. Now D'Souza tied up in the corner. Stewart able to step up. She's up there as a forward at the moment. Edmonds and Good out there on the back end for the Owls. Here's Aiken. Stewart and D'Souza go for a change.
Thinking about it, the Owls had 4 defensemen out there. I think D'Souza sometimes jumps a little bit between both, but
definitely something. Obviously, we talked about the flu impacting this team. Has to move some of the players around. DeMeo was at forward yesterday. D'Souza at forward today. That pass misses Jones, and it will be icing.
Looking behind the net, you see all those hearts. I know you can't read them from your screen, but those have the names of all the players, as we are in a Valentine's Day mood today. Everybody's spreading the love. Happy Valentine's Day, Ted.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, Aiden. 5:17 to go here in regulation. The Owls and the Spartans tied at 1. And here's Edmonds off the draw. Good. That one deflects off of Brightman. Finke giving chase with Hoffmeister. Hoffmeister, a good play there to Arscott. That one goes past Vaughn. Delayed icing, it's waved off. Erickson wins the race. Now a centering attempt poked away by Chung right to Brightman. That shot's blocked by DeMeo. Now DeMeo takes that one away. Coming up on the rush. Can't get it by Vaughn. She chips it back up the boards. Patrick off the glass, DeMeo. Puts one on from outside, and McCusker won't get a whistle. Smart play there by DeMeo in the midst of a long shift. It's an offensive zone faceoff for the Owls.
Huge, you know, the Owls now settle down a little bit. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Don't play too aggressive. Don't give up any of these opportunities where you put yourselves down a goal with not much time to get back. You know, you get an opportunity here to settle down, make some good passes, hopefully find something.
We saw overtime in the men's game last night. That shot by DeMeo goes wide. The Owls prevailed against the Spartans 2-1. Zach Chouinard, the overtime winner. We've seen a lot more overtime games recently here at Keene Ice than we did in the first half of the season. King State women's hockey 1-1 in those overtime games at home here. They lost to Plymouth State and was able to take down New England College as Pomajba ices it.
That New England College game, my first game up here with you, Ted.
That's always a fun one to
very fun to
have a
call
first
an overtime
game.
Win.
That was my type of game when I had my first play-by-play action last year. The men's team came back down 3 goals in the third and pulled off the overtime stunner against St. Anselm. As the Spartans win the draw here, Ford able to keep it low. Schliebenter. And one poked away by DeMeo. She'll drop it back. No one over there, though. So now here's Carlson with space. Bazin jumps on her. Carter shoots, blocked out in front. It's laid down low. Schliebenter tied up there with Bazin. Norman there for help as well. D'Souza jumps on the loose puck. She'll put it off the glass and out. Stretch pass ahead for Adams off the boards. The Owls get their numbers back. Adams shoots, it's blocked by Good. And it's chipped out of the zone by Tabby Jones. That one taken away by Finke. Finke has some space. Finke shoots, and the glove save made by McCusker. That's a big save there from McCusker if you think about it. Finke explosive, able to get a shot off just like that. You could find yourself down 1. Good job there from the sophomore.
And we've seen Finke do it time and time again.
This time she'll shoot, keeps it on the ice. It's patted away by McCusker. Now here's Ian Tosca for Finke. Finke lost it on the side of the net. Now here's Palmer, able to float it out. Noble trying to work around Good. Good gets tied up there. Here's Ian Tosca. Finke. Backhands one back to Iantoska. Iantoska takes it low. Tried to draw a penalty there. Jones, a good hit there on Lay. Stretch pass ahead for Jorgensen. Now here's DeMeo. Jorgensen able to get it low. Play there from the freshman out of British Columbia. Now Bazin falls on top of the puck. Patrick unable to tie up Noble behind the net. Here's Erickson. DeMeo strong on the stick there, but a penalty called on Keene State.
They're going to be playing the rest of this game. One down.
Yeah, we'll see what they call it. I didn't really see anything too much. It will be DeMeo for a body check.
DeMeo making her third trip, her second committed penalty, but her third trip to the box.
This is a huge kill for Keene State. 2:16 left in the third. 2 minutes of power play time, and they'll take a timeout to talk it over.
This is where you find out what you're made of. 2 minutes, 16 seconds left. You're going to be a man down for the next two. This is where you figure out for the kind of team that sees this adversity and lays down, or a team that steps up, says, we're going to beat you no matter what, even if we're only playing with 4 people.
Yeah, and what a game this really has been so far. It's a much better outcome for Keene State than yesterday. A thriller down to the wire. What more can you ask for on Valentine's Day?
I'll tell you what, it's a fun game to call as well. We have a great time up here.
Yep.
Feel like you're part of the game, and look around the crowd. It's a packed barn today. And while we're in this timeout, I'd like to give a shout out to our camera men and women out there who, even though you hear our voice, all the visuals come from them. So shout out our lovely camera crew, Ryan Otterson down there doing the PA, and Noah for directing today.
A great team on the Owls Media Network. Couldn't do it without them. Now coming out of the timeout, it will be a face-off to the right of I-Chung, Edmonds, Patrick, McNeil, and Kensley Good out there for the Owls. It's Carlson, Noble, Aiken, Adams, and Carter for the Spartans. The Owls win the draw. It goes to Edmonds. Tries to slap one around. It gets taken away by Adams. Up top to Carter. Carter shoots. It's blocked by Patrick. What an effort there. She's got to shake that one off. Noble across to Carter. Adams tried to center one. It goes through the slot. Now here's Carlson. Carter. Now to Noble. Minute 30. Adams shoots. Blocked out in front. Minute 40 to go in regulation. Carlson. Able to get by Edmonds. Tries to find some open ice. Throws one on. It gets deflected wide. Adams up top. Carter. McNeil goes down. Carter shoots. Blocked by Patrick again. And she'll be able to clear. Take a bow, Ellie Patrick.
2 block shots there. 2 more blocks by 2 other Owls. We have a minute 10 left and 54 left on the power.
That one deflected down, and it will be icing on the Spartans. An offensive zone face-off for the Owls, short-handed.
How aggressive do you play this 10 for the Owls right now? Offensive zone face-off, only a minute 6 left. How aggressive do you take this?
I think you have to take it somewhat aggressively. You have to get someone to the net. I think Iantoska is going to try and push it forward right there. And she'll get taken down. What a play by the captain. We'll go 4-on-4 for the last minute and 1 second. That's how you play it right there, Aiden.
Exactly how I'm sure Coach drew it up. Exactly how I think Ava imagined it could have went. Works out, it's a win-win situation, and we're back to 4-on-4 hockey, kind of even playing field, and hopefully a little bit of a momentum boost.
So technically, it's 46 seconds of 4-on-4 action. So that will leave 15 seconds of power play time for the Owls, and it will feed over into overtime. Big Rachel McNeil, 2 minutes for a hold. However, 4-on-4 even strength. The Owls have to be aware of this with lots of open ice. D'Souza drops it for Bazin, plays it up the wall. Finke able to get to it. Finke trying to knife through the defense. She has it on her own. Finke around the far circle, still wheeling, plays it up to Bazin. Good effort there by Finke. Bazin shoots, that one goes wide. 30 seconds left in regulation. 15 or now 10 seconds left of 4-on-4 time. Brightman able to chip it low. D'Souza gets it by one, but puts it out of play.
One more second of this 4-on-4 hockey.
17.4 seconds in regulation. It'll be just under a minute of power play time for the Owls. If this goes all the way to overtime, still an offensive zone face-off for the Spartans as they'll take a timeout, try and draw something up. DeMeo will be flying out of the box. I'm sure Coach Morgan will put her into the play. As a competitive game like this, as it deserves to, goes right down to the wire, and we could potentially have some more extra hockey together, Aiden.
I have not called a game yet that has not went to overtime. And I can't say I'm going to complain.
That's the thrill of the job.
Of course, I'd like to see it go in the direction of, you know, the ladies in red, but you never know.
Still a great game nonetheless. Beat Norman, Edmonds, Patrick, and Good out there for the Owls. Vaughn, Brightman, Ford, and Carter for the Spartans. The Spartans get it off the draw. A quick shot is blocked. And that one exited the zone. The Spartans are delayed offsides. 7 seconds to go in regulation. Norman pokes it to Finke. He's gonna have to get a quick shot. Won't be able to. And extra hockey we will have. We'll take a quick break. Overtime coming up next between the Spartans and the Owls on the Owls Media Network.
Keene State Athletics on the Owls Media Network are brought to you by Chartwells, Eli Thayer at Edward Jones, located at 108 Main Street in Keene, the New Hampshire Army National Guard. Visit nationalguard.com/NH. By Hamlet Electric. By New Car Nissan of Keene. Everyone loves a new car. By Bella Vance Beverages. Sullivan Tire. We are always here to get you there. C&W Services. Fenton Family Dealerships. The GFA Credit Union. Engelberth Construction. The Luxury Box Photo Booth. The Melanson Company. WW Building Supply. The Keene Swamp Bats. Brickhouse Pizza and Wings. Fieldstone Land Consultants. Quality Care and Collision. The Fieldhouse at Homestead Mills. Cliffy's Pub, Northeast Delta Dental, and Sid's Carpet and Snooze Room.
Welcome back to Keene Ice for the start of overtime between the Keene State Owls and the Vermont State Castleton Spartans. We saw this in the men's game last night. Now the women get a crack to get an overtime victory. An update on the men's basketball game. They trail WestCon 25-19. A few minutes left in the first half, but right now we are focused on hockey. The Owls have 59 seconds on the power play, and we are underway. Finke gets it off the tie-up. Trying to get around Adams, leaves it for Ian Tosca. 4-on-3 for 50 seconds. Finke takes it. Here's D'Souza. Over to Bazin. Bazin tried to center it. A good step there by Carter. Now good pressure again. Carter able to tie up Bazin. Ian Tosca has to help now as well. Now Finke steps in. You got to be careful if you're the Owls. With the open ice, Bazin plays it up. D'Souza not in the area, has to carry it out of the zone. She'll get it in deep. Wraps it around, chasing after it, Patrick. Plays it back. Arscott. She'll clear. And will just about do it for the Owls power play. It'll be 4-on-4 until a whistle. Patrick wraps it up for Edmonds. Edmonds unable to get there in time. It's kept in by Arscott. Aiken battling there with Patrick. Patrick's got to be careful there with the stick. Aiken has control. And Arscott will just possess it out of the zone. D'Souza giving chase. Now, good job there by D'Souza disrupting the play. They still get the pass off to Aiken. Carter over to Arscott. That one intercepted by Good. Good. Tried to center one off of Arscott. It goes behind the goal line. Up ahead now for Aiken. Trying to handle it in her skates. Feels the pressure from behind. Norman trying to get a stick in there. Aiken still in possession. Gets it poked away. Finke can't hit Norman. Now here's Ford. Good. Gets it taken away by Carlson. Carlson tried to center one. It's off the skates of Finke. Now Ford. That one is sticked away by Chung. Edmonds drops it back for Finke. Finke has to play it off the boards. Trying to generate some speed up ice. That pass deflected by Schliebender. No icing. It's on goal as well. And McCusker won't get a whistle.
Fast-paced overtime hockey right now. We're already 3 minutes in, 2:19 remaining. We have 4-on-4. Now back down to 3-on-3. Now here's where you see a little bit more of those fast break opportunities, a little bit more of that slice and dice, entertaining hockey rather than the black and white, back and forth vanilla.
And really what we saw in the men's overtime last night was a lot of possession of the puck, not too many chances. Like you said, this has been fast-paced. We're back to 3-on-3 after the whistle. Now here comes Taylor Adams. She had a goal in the win last night. Adams shoots and Chung makes the save.
As you said, Ted, it's not a lot of opportunities, a lot of possession time. All it takes is one shot. One shot ends the game. You get one good shot, it goes into the back, and that game's over. You don't need to go back and forth, shooting the puck, shooting the puck. All you need to do is find that one really great look, and that ends the game for you.
Now off the tie-up. It's Finke, able to slide it to Patrick. She corrals it. Patrick spins, backhands one to Iantoska. Iantoska has some room, but a great play by Aiken, able to knock it away. Iantoska works to the slot, gets taken down. Will get a penalty on the Spartans for the final minute 48 of overtime.
I don't want to get too superstitious, but as you recall, the last game we called together,
very similar outcome.
Similar outcomes.
Finke did score on a delayed penalty. She didn't exactly get the whistle beforehand, but still another power play opportunity for the Owls in overtime. It will be Aiken. 2 minutes for a hold. The Owls will take their timeout. And at 48 to go in the extra frame.
Just gonna point out what a great game Aiken's had today. She's been everywhere on the ice, everywhere defensively, offensively, kind of taking point a lot of those times with Carlson. Her, Carlson, Noble have just been, have done above and beyond. You know, when you look at the rosters that we have in front of us, you look on the ice, you always find those 2 or 3, 4 players that stand out, and it's very easy to see that Carlson, Noble, and Aiken are those 3 players for the Spartans.
Yeah, very aggressive on the forecheck, able to force turnovers. Iantosa did a good job powering to the slot. Aiken just got tied up in the midsection of the Owls captain. So here we go. It will be Iantoska, Finke, Norman, and Patrick out there for the Owls. Waiting for Chung to get back in net. We are all good. They win the draw. Norman lost possession, however. Carter is able to clear. Now, if no one scores in overtime, we'll have a shootout. The best of 3 rounds. And if there's still no winner after that, a sudden death. Iantoska shoots, it's off the skate of McCusker. There's Iantoska again. Getting a good screen there from the referee. Patrick to Iantoska in the near circle, back to Patrick. She shoots, Finke got a tip on it, but it goes wide. Now here's Patrick in the high slot, back to Finke, she fanned on the shot. And we get a whistle. Did the net come dislodged? It did. Brianna Finke, man, had a beautiful look, just fanned on the shot.
You won't see that often out of Finke. Kind of a bailout there for the Owls as that puck was leaving the zone.
Still a minute 3 left in overtime, a minute 16 on the power play. The time doesn't exactly matter. Patrick down to Iantoska. Finke in the near circle. Back to Patrick. Patrick shoots, it's blocked out in front. Now Carter has a little bit of open ice. Feeds it to Adams. Short-handed attack for the Spartans. Great positioning there from Patrick, able to knock it away from Adams. Norman comes away with it. 35 seconds left in overtime. There's Brianna Finke. Fanned on the pass, gets it back. Finke shoots, she scores! A Valentine's Day victory! The Owls take it in overtime! Love is in the air for Keene State. Brianna Finke continues her highlight reel season. And the Owls get a huge 2 points in the LEC playoff race. And what a game, Aiden.
I mean, superstition. I've only called 2 games with you, Ted. We have 2 overtime penalties. 2 overtime winning goals from Finke, who just when you think she loses the puck, finds a way to keep it on a string, put it in the back of the net, give the Owls 2 big points to finish off their weekend. And I'm sure they're all very excited about that as Finke continues to tear through this league.
A third period comeback, a fitting way to end the home season here at Keene Ice for Keene State women's hockey. Still have a chance to host a home playoff game after this win. Stick around, in just a few moments we'll have post-game interviews on the Sullivan Tire post-game show on the Owls Media Network.